So I did find a brand new seal for the servo, put it in, and it changed nothing. So I'm going to take off this, because the reason why I'm doing this, I've got to make a list of parts required from a big order from England I'm going to put out next week. So I'm going to pull off the brake master cylinder just temporarily, pull it forwards if I can, and see if I can see if there's any cracks in the servo. So I, with a stethoscope and things and this, that and the other, I've lost where I am now because I went for a cup of tea. But anyway, it was just simply the O-ring that was at the back of the servo that was causing the trouble. And it was too big. And what it was doing, it was making a little pucker like this, and it was drawing air in. So I didn't have a proper one, but I had one a little bit thicker. And I put that on and it seems to have sealed it. Now what I was trying to say to you before, when your vacuum pump's working, it's sucking vacuum out of that servo. The thing is, it'll get to a point where it can't suck any more air out, so then it can't blow that existing air through your crankcase ventilation and into your air intake. Now it's still smoky a bit, which I can understand, but maybe it's not as bad, so we'll keep our eye on that. But that saved a couple of bob. What else am I going to do? Yeah, so just changed a couple of seals. Saved the price of a servo. I thought it might have been because the servo was cracked at the top, well not cracked but dented at the top, but it seems to be alright. But again, I'll write it down and tell the owner. Since I've been playing around with this for an hour, the pressure hasn't dropped at all, so we think the cooling system's okay. What am I going to do next? I think, because it's nearly lunchtime, I'll pull off the starter while it's on the deck and get it ready to take down to the shop. Now it has been performing really good and I can't understand it, but this is the odd thing, whereas it's like going to the doctors. You always feel better when you get to the doctors, don't you? But it's like bringing your car to a mechanic. The problem doesn't seem to go away. So, or it's gone, should I say. Right, so I'll pull the starter off and cross our fingers it's a Bosch one, because if it's a, what is it, Motomagrelli or a Paris-Rhône, you can't fix those here, but we can fix the Bosches. I took the starter off this, really easy on a 300 TDI, 3 bolts and the power connections, and then a spade connection for the solenoid itself. I just want to show you down there that this engine's been out before. How can you tell? Because as you can see how that piece of metal's bent, it's because when they've pulled it out it's got bent. Bit rough. It could have had a clutch in it, it could have had anything, but it's obviously not the original. I'm really concerned about why is there so much rusty water kicking about. It's really a problem. And look at the oil in the turbo. Right. Anyway, I've got the, like I say, got the starter off. I'm going to have a look now at the glow plugs and see what the big hoo-ha was for taking those out. I took the glow plugs out. They're putting them back in again. Bit of stroke of luck, really. See where they've broke? They've unscrewed. Both of them, look, there's the other one. So I'm not telling porcupines. Yeah, let me get it back again. Right, so what's happened is, fortunately, it snapped off in a good place. Why is that? There's the glow plug, and all this piece here is inside the motor. It's probably carboned up through this seal here, which isn't very good. See the taper on here? It isn't very pronounced. So it could be that carbon's got up in between here. How am I going to get it out? He says. Well, I think I'm going to go and see my friend JP this afternoon when I take the starter. Hopefully he's back at work. And we're going to tap out this hole here. And we're going to try see if we can get it out with a slide hammer. I don't know. There exists a kit, I haven't got one, but it's prime to get this out, you see, because a lot of the times they snap off here, you know. Well, then you've got the thread to contend with. Now we haven't got the thread to contend with, we've just got a tube. We should be able to get it pulled out. I don't know. I'm going to have a word with JP, see what he can come up with, because obviously I need a screw to go into there, and I'd probably find I'd get maybe a higher tensile bolt, because I don't want that to snap off, but I want the threads to go deep inside here, attach it to the slide hammer and whack it out. Will it work? I don't know, we'll see. So I'm using an M6 by 1. I used a taper tap, you know, a starting off tap, and then I finished off with a bottoming tap, and I tapped all the way through the empty glow plug. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. We'll record it live. If it does, it's a miracle. But I've got as far as I could go. I've gone as far as I could go in the thread, right down to the bottom, so I must be at the root of the glow plug. So I've got that much thread inside the glow plug. So now what am I going to do? Well, I don't know. Well, what I've got is this. I've got the old slide hammer. And I found a screw. But it was a round-headed screw, so I made it sort of into an half-assed hexagon, because inside there it's a hexagon. What a stroke of luck that was. So we'll screw this on. Now the reason why I'm using this is it's a full thread, so I'm going to try and screw that into that hole. Now I'm a little bit tight on that bracket there. It's going in, but that's tight. Right, here goes nothing. Is it moving? Oh, it broke the bolt. Well, there you go. Well, that's good. That is tight. That is very tight. Now I could try and get the bloody bolt out now. Oh dear. Back in a second. Well, that was a complete failure, so let's see if I can get this one out. I'll just give it a little tap. Then we'll take it out. It will. You know, I might. I've got a sneaking feeling. I've got a sneaking feeling that the electrode inside has swelled. Where's a glow plug here? And that's why it won't come out. I've got an idea that this piece here has swelled up so much in the hole in the head that it won't come out. I could drill it out using a long drill, but the problem with that is I'm going to lose the piece in the head. Could I get it out with the injector in? Damn, I don't know. This head's been replaced at some time. This isn't an original head. I don't know. Damn it all. You see, sometimes with things like this, I've done them before, and I've taken the heads off and knocked them out from the inside. But in this instance, it's not going to play ball. And of course, the tool is really close to the head. Hang on. Bloody pipes everywhere, look. Down there. Yeah, no, this is going to be a nightmare. I thought it would have come out. Yeah, it's not going, the screw's not going all that deep, that's the problem. The thing is, the injector hole, if I take the injector out, how can I retrieve the piece inside? See, my train of thoughts is this. If I was to drill this electrode out here, because they're only soft iron, then that just remains this piece in here, but the electrode will drop into the cylinder, which we don't really want. I don't want to take the head off. But then again, I've got nothing to lose now, have I? I've got one that's buggered up. I can't get that out. It just needs a little bit of an encouragement. It'll come out. But my needle nose pliers aren't really good enough to get in there to retrieve it. Can't get a grip with them things. Back to the drawing board. I've got an idea. I'm going to see if I can get this injector out, if I can. If that's going to go into there. Come on. It's not my idea today. There we go. If we can get this injector out, because it's tight, and I wonder if I could poke anything down the hole, like a magnet or something, to get it out. I don't know. See, you see the carbon build-up on the end? That's all I've got to work with, you know, that diameter there. Ah, damn it all. And of course it's so awkward to reach. If I was to, you know, if I drill that out, am I going to get... am I going to be able to recover the part? Because if not, I can't drive it. Glow plugs, pretty useless things, you know. Oof. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to get it out. I don't think I'm going to get that out. Because this is so long, if I go in with a magnet, I've got to get it on the tip in order to pull that piece out. But I bet you that's what's wrong with it. They've burnt out and they've swollen. I could get it, if I took the head off, I'd be able to bang them out from the inside. No problemo. But that is going to be a bugger. I don't know what to do. Problem, innit? If it was mine, I'd just pull the head off. But this looks like an original gasket because it's only got one hole on there, so I haven't got a gasket either, so I'm stuck either way. But I bet that's where its problem is. I bet they've swollen up. I daren't take the risk of drilling it out and not being able to get it out. One of these, it's what times like this you've got to consult your customer and see what he wants to spend. Not easy, is it? I know there's tools and kits to get these out and draw them out, but I don't know. If that's swollen at that end, which I've seen them do in the past, we'll never get it out. It's just going to snap the tools. And that's probably why, when I was reading last night online about these tools failing, and it's yeah, I think that's it. That's why they fail. Because there's not enough depth of thread in them to pull them out. Let me have a think about this. And what else can we do? Oh, we'll rechange that water bottle. That's easy enough, isn't it?